Good morning and welcome to another video, and today I'm going to show you how to sew this bandana. Very easy to do, and I used a stretchy material, but you can also use cotton or polyester and just add a little elastic inside the back part. And so let's get started. So everyone, sometimes you get these tube-like material here that they call a bandana or hairband. It's stretchy, but most of the time this is way too tight to use as a hairband. So I'm going to show you how to make a really nice practical hairband or bandana. So now I've pinned the material and I'm going to cut this in 3 different pieces, and the first 2 pieces are going to be 7 inches. So I'm going to mark about here. I'm not too fussy because it's a hairband. And then the next piece is going to also be 7 inches, and that would be over here. And then I'm going to use the last piece, and that is only going to be 2 inches. That would be about here. Okay, so now I'm cutting the last piece, which is 2 inches. I did some extra markings for this piece. So I have my 3 pieces here, 7 inch, 7 inch, and 2 inch. I'm going to take the pins out, and then I'm going to cut the side open. If you're cutting cotton or polyester material that doesn't stretch, your front 2 pieces will be 19 by 7 inches in total. So I took the long piece that I have here, the 7 inch piece, and I'm going to fold it in half and sew this all the way down the side here on both of the pieces. So I put some needles in to keep it in place. It seems to want to stretch and move around a little bit. After you have finished sewing the 2 front pieces, just turn them both inside out. So now you're going to have 2 front pieces exactly the same. So now you have this long piece of material, which is the back piece, and you're going to cut it in half and take the 1/2 and fold it together and sew it down the long side. sewn the back piece together. Now I'm going to take a small safety pin and fasten it here on the end, and then turn it, push it in here, and turn it to the right side. If your material is not stretchy, you can add an elastic in the back piece through the inside of the material. Just keep pushing it through, and eventually you end up on the other end here, and there we go. So now we have our two pieces here. Make sure the seam is on the side, on the edge here. And now we're going to put one piece over the other and fold this in half here and fold this in half over this way, like that. So everyone, this is the hardest part, and that is you've got both ends here together on both sides here, and both have a little bit of a turn this way and a turn that way because they're looped in each other. And so now we're going to take the back part, similar to the last bandana we sewed, and we're going to put it in the middle here on the end and sew this on the middle here, and then we're going to do the same and sew this end in the middle there. So I've pinned this one end, and I've pinned here where I want the back part in the middle here. I'm just going to sew that so that it doesn't move. So now I'm just going to, after I've sewn that on there, fold these two sides over, and then I'm going to sew and make sure I don't go too far on the edge, so I sew in like a good ½ an inch there. So I noticed that it went better with the zigzag stitch after I went across. We're going to do the same on the other side. We're going to put this here, sew it in the middle, sew it here in the middle, and fold it over, and then sew it all together. So I've sewn that piece, the back piece, in the middle there, and now I'm going to fold it over each side here. It's doubled, fold it over, and I'm going to sew this all together now. So I'm going to do this sewing over again with the zigzag stitch so that I'm sure it's going to stay very well together. So here we go, we have both ends together and they stretch nicely without an elastic. So all you have to do now is just flip this over on both ends like this, and it tucks inside, and there you have your new bandana. So I'm just going to give you one last tip. If you find your bandana is too loose, you can at the back adjust it by folding it over and by hand with needle and thread, and just sew in the way you'd like it. So you can always tighten or loosen it the way you would like it. everyone, thank you for joining me today. Please subscribe and help this channel grow. And in the next video, I'll be doing an Easter project. So I'll see you then.